I'd suck heaps of dicks for $20 million.
But no one cares about your saggy tits and your fucking.
Is your name?
Box.
I want to beat her to death with her dead fetus.
We're not saying anything wrong. We're just saying that teachers fucking boys is hot.
Come in my ass.
We're not endorsing kid porn. We're just giving you an avenue to do it.
Always down.
I hate when they call us the pommies. You guys are the fucking prisoners. You're fucking rapists with a tang.
How can you watch this through with like just laugh? Is that actually period blood?
Yes.
That's a lot. You'd have to like. You'd have to like.
Abortion or some shit, like what the fuck?
No, should I suck dick now? Should I take it up the arse?
Only white privilege I believe in is white woman privilege.
Yeah.
White male privilege doesn't exist. They work for their shit. They work for their shit.
I'm fucking leaving. You guys are sickos.
Don't be that misogynist.
You know who you're talking to here.
Listen here, bitch. Faggots, whores, penis. Come in your ass. Come in your mum's ass. Come in your dad's mouth.
Nothing beats a bottle of red wine and a fucking solid wank.
We're allowed to be hypocrites. That's the whole thing about this. We are all hypocrites.
It is a solid fist in your ass and in your mouth.
That was rough for me, man. I hardly even played.
Oh, really? Worked fine for me, man.
Yeah, it's good for me.
It's because you're in the asshole of the universe.
It definitely is.
As far as technology goes, anyway.
It's because it's 2024. Everyone was wearing Mario hats, so that's cultural appropriation now. They're probably dropping your bandwidth.
Oh,
it's a me, Albanese.
It's time for some wine, I think, boys.
Yeah, I've got Di Bortoli 21-year-old port here, boys, and a nice brown stick in the hand.
Nice. What are you smoking?
The Tartois ME2 Churchill. It's good.
Very good. You lit
It's a big boy.
yet?
It's a big boy. Yeah, I'm halfway through it.
Oh, cheers. It's got a nice colour to it.
How long does it last?
Wait, Drew, speak into the mic.
2 hours, probably.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. 2 hours?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Oh, retardo. Right, 2 hours. I remember because when we went to that cigar lounge the other day, we had like an hour one.
Yeah, I think we probably had a nub. They're about an hour and a half for
Hour and a half.
a nub.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how hard you're punching it as well. Like, I fucking love nicotine, so I'm hitting that shit hard, but
I love punching a donut as well.
You're only human. Can I lobby for a slight alteration to the intro? I think we definitely need a number dickhead.
Oh yeah,
that's like
number dickhead.
Number dickhead.
I'll have to
Drew,
do another one.
The episode, Drew, that it was me and Josh and Normie, the one where we were just basically yelling to the point of distortion into the microphone. That was
yeah.
That one that
number dickhead.
That one that I'm
number dickhead.
Edit.
Yeah, I think I remember it. I'll need to do a new intro, I think, with some updated retard phrases that we've done over the past however many episodes. But
what's been going on in Bali? You're in Bali now.
Yeah. Not much. I caught up with Dan the other day. We went out, had some beers. That was cool. He goes, so we went out to this bar. I can't remember where. And, he's fucking just like trying to pick up every fucking half attractive bird there is in the vicinity anywhere. And I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. And then we went to this other bar in like Canggu. It was fucking late, man. It was already like 2 a.m. And he's just getting started, right? Because it's 2 a.m. I'm like, man, I'm done by midnight. I'm fucking gone, like this is way past.
And let us remind you that Dan's like 42, isn't he? Like 41.
I think he's 30, late 30s.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, he's 39, isn't he?
Yeah, he's getting close. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we go to this fucking other bar, and it's like 2:30. I'm like, dude, I'm punched. I'm out. I'm done. I'll see you later.
And he's having breakfast.
And he goes like, oh, there, I probably won't. I'll probably won't stay much longer either, man. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'll leave you to it then. I'll see you later. Next morning, I wake up. He sent me this video. I open it, and he's banging 4 birds. There's 2 dudes and 4 chicks, and he's just got a video of him banging. I'm like, what the? When the fuck did that happen, man? Like, I left you at 2:30.
I'll tell you when it
happened.
Home. I'll tell you when it happened, Drew. When he became a crypto millionaire and didn't have to work anymore.
Yeah. I know. It's funny because he goes like, what are you doing today, man? I go, oh, I'm working in a cafe. He's like, oh, sick. I'm like, come there. How long are you going to be there? And I go, all day. And he goes, all day? And I go, yeah, man, I'm working. Like, he doesn't understand work anymore. He's like,
yeah,
you do that all day?
What a life.
Yeah.
He's killing it, isn't he?
Man, he's having a fucking ball over here, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
That's fucking for sure.
I always see him just everywhere. I swear I can be in any suburb at any time and I'll just see him riding his bike. You know, like I'll be over in Mount Lawley, Maylands, fucking Scarborough, wherever you are, you just see him all the time on his fucking deadly treadly. Eh?
Yeah, he was riding. I don't know if but he was riding to a different gym, a different Revo every day. So he literally ride from place to Scarborough Beach. I don't even know how that'd be fucking 20 Ks or something.
Man, I mean, if you're not working, I'd do all that stuff for sure. But work takes up so much time of your fucking day, man.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Why? Why not just ride to Centrelink? Just ride to Centrelink and just drive past and go na 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 na, and then get on your bike and go home. Fucking what a workout!
Yeah,
well, you definitely in their faces.
Yeah, he was showing me the other day all the crypto stuff. Like, he knows what he's doing, so he sort of day trades crypto.
He used to be he was a chippy.
Oh, really?
And he was saying everyone used to give him shit. Like, fucking don't worry, but bother with that shit. You won't earn any money. It's not only crypto, though. He doesn't even live off the crypto. He's got a couple businesses back in Germany and that.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a weed business.
You could quite easily live off the amount of money he's got in crypto.
And if he's day trading on arbitrage as well, it's when you know what you're doing, it's fucking money per jam. But you got to have the dosh to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was one of those people, and he was still lucky, but he wasn't lucky like the first lucky people when it was 10 cents a fucking coin. I think he did them at $400 a coin or something. And that was before they went fucking stupid to 60 grand. And he's got a bunch of coins, full coins. I don't know how.
And now it's like a point of diminishing return. Unless you've got millions of dollars to play with, you might get lucky, but you might not. It's all those
apparently
2013 crew.
You can still make more money off crypto than other stocks, but it's more volatile as well. So you might lose your money
because at least other stocks and this sounds like I'm promoting other stocks. Shit, no, but you've got hundreds of billions of dollars and the same amount of investors. So it's harder to control the market. With crypto, unfortunately, there's about 10 dudes that control the market for any given coin. So,
and who are the whales? I bet you the whales are the central bankers, man. For sure,
100%.
And people like Musk, all those sort of.
Well, interestingly, I saw when I was on there, because I started to get involved in it, and I'll probably lose all my money because I'm a retard. But there's some coins, crypto coins that are basically government. So there's USD coin and fucking all these other coins that are basically from the government or banks.
Yeah, they're just blue chip rug pulls, man. They'll pull it at some point. That's all they're doing is trying to draw cash in.
Sure, they're trying to get involved in fucking that kind of thing. Where did that come from?
Fucking Hibble's coming in strong.
That's gold. Man, I saw this meme and it was they raise inflation well, it wasn't a meme, it's just truth, but they raise inflation so high that you have to purchase assets, and then they put fucking capital gains on those assets to basically fuck you over. So you're trapped in a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And they've rigged the game, man. They actually have rigged the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been looking into it a bit because I was just talking to Dan about it. It's pretty interesting. Like, some of the big fucking billionaires are saying that like they think that crypto will be like if you wanted to travel to another country with a lot of money, you pretty much can't. If you had cash, you're not allowed to have more than 10 grand.
Gold, you can do that with crypto. Yeah,
you can. Yeah, so they're all like, this is what's going to happen eventually. Everyone's going to be doing it.
Well, even if the central banks did commandeer it, which they probably did with Bitcoin, there's still going to be rogue ones, people that make their own that you can use for that kind of thing. It's never going to be, completely controlled. But the problem is, how do you know?
Well, see, this is the thing. What you will see is you'll see certain assets spike for no apparent reason. And literally all it would be is one holder shifting some of their finances into, let's say, XRP or XLM or something like that. And it could be hundreds of millions of dollars. So it spikes by 5% in a day. And then they move it from there, into a Swiss exchange or something like that. And then it's back down to normal. So that's why you're seeing those spikes in the market. Or you get those orchestrated, like, bank runs, basically, where the 5 whales will just collaborate and go, oi, boys, we're all cashing out today, or we're all buying today. Let all your friends know, let all your traders know, like, it's going up. So start buying.
It's pretty much how the Rothschilds got their power, isn't it? They crashed the stock market, or they had a fake crash of the stock market, forced everyone into panic selling, and then bought everything up basically. But after that, they had more money than any country all the countries combined, pretty much.
And this is the thing as well. It's not insider trading, and it's not shorting if you can literally control the market.
All that shit goes over my head. You've got to be like, you've got to be into it every day.
Yeah, you do. Otherwise, you're not going to make money if you just fucking, if you're doing it here.
I mean, it is still better than putting your money in a bank, though. Like, putting your money in a bank is probably the dumbest thing you can do.
Yeah.
Well, it's that thing like we we're just saying. You got to buy assets, but then they fuck you on the assets. Crypto is the perfect example, though.
Yeah.
You buy an asset to escape their fucking garbage inflationary system, and then they, you want to take that money out, and they put capital gains on it. Crypto has gone even as far, though, as they tax you on transactions.
Everything, every single tradable event, buy, sell, or whatever, is tracked.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, look at you can't buy privacy coins legally in Australia now. That's been that way since 2021.
What's privacy coin?
So like Monero or something like that, where the ledger.
But they won't let you buy Monero.
No, you can't buy Monero in Australia from an Australian exchange.
There you go. Conspiracy. Says No Man's Land don't go live for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, then go live twice in a fortnight. How do we know you're all are deep cover agents?
We are. Jeff put us up to it.
Listen, man. I'll tell you right now. If I'm a deep cover agent, I am deep. I'm as method as it gets because I'm living in obscurity. So
it reminds me of this time when I was living up in Kalamunda. For some reason, I mean, all the time there was heaps of drugs up there, but for some reason there was more than normal, and the police started catching on to it. So one night there was this big party at a fucking club somewhere, like a clubhouse for football or some shit. I don't know, but there was fucking heaps of people there, and we're all just everyone's fucking drinking beers, probably taking heaps of drugs. All of a sudden, these 2 dudes rock up in Hawaiian shirts with like perfectly slicked haircuts.
What's up, fellow kids?
Go, hi guys, and we all just look at them like, no.
That would be how Jeff would roll up to parties, eh? Hey guys, I haven't left my basement ever. Do you have any Doritos and those things? What is it that young kids are doing? MDMA?
Yeah. And when they
say, any young boys?
if you say the whole name of the drug when you're going to get a drug, like, and not like some kind of nickname, it's a giveaway. It's like, do you have any ecstasy? And you just look at them like,
there was
you can get fucked.
There was a couple cops that tried that on me when I was 18 at the Paramount. I
really?
remember, yeah. There was a chick and a dude cop. You know, one quite tall, bald head, literal straight jacket man. You know, like the black winter overcoat on, done up, out at the back, and the chick, and he's like, "Excuse me, do you know where I can buy any ecstasy tablets?" And I was like, "Yeah, cop." Like, honestly, at least learn the lingo.
Learn the lingo. Right. You got any pingers? That'd be like, oh, pingers. This cunt's not a cop. He said pingers. You know, like, it's not that hard.
This bloke I know, I used to work with, and he's a good bloke. Never sold drugs. He wasn't a drug dealer, right? Just average dude that would, you know, he'd have one every now and then. Wasn't even really that into it, you know. But I basically got entrapped by the cops, and the cops set him up and were like, "Oh, can you get me whatever, a couple pills for my weekend?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't sell it, but I'll probably be able to find someone that can or whatever." And ended up, and then the guy, once he knew that, was like, "Oh, I need to get a substantial amount because they want to get enough to fucking do you." So they got him to do that, and his brother was like, "Don't do it, man. Like, you know, it's no good. It doesn't seem right." Did it anyway. They got him, jailed him for like 2 years, man. He just had a baby as well. Put it like, so that entrapped him. Yeah, and he spent like 2 years in jail for fucking nothing. He doesn't even do that shit. He just did it because he actually just did it to help the guy out because he thought the guy was, you know.
I thought that you can't. There's some laws against it.
Yeah, it's
not in Australia, man.
It's exactly the same as insider trading. There's laws against that, but guess how 99% of the entire industry makes its money from insider trading.
Yeah,
like,
I
don't think they have those laws here, man.
Well, in the US they do, obviously. Then
yeah,
because you know, remember that To Catch a Predator.
They have rights. Yeah.
Yeah, they can't arrest.
Also, bro, remember the movie called literally Entrapment? Wasn't that the one with Zeta Jones doing the
Zeta Jones? Yeah,
Zeta Jones MVP
with fucking didn't she have some venereal disease from her husband,
Michael Douglas?
Yeah, because he had some venereal disease.
No. He had throat cancer and he blamed it on giving too much head.
Wait, dude, I was thinking about that a while ago, as if that is a thing, eh? That's such a fucking crock of shit. In that you can get cancer.
Because then, like, literally the whole of OnlyFans would all have throat cancer.
Yeah. Only cancer?
Every girl in Canggu, just down the road, they'd all have fucking cancer as well.
Dude, they'd have to. It would just be called Cancer Tube, Red Cancer.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, like, you have to come here. I don't recommend staying, but come here just to see. It's like a fucking circus in this area. Right?
It seems like just one giant selfie like platform, like
pretty much. It's getting ridiculous,
Drew,
man.
You can't stay for longer than 3 days because you'll literally be inside out after all the rip starts you're getting at. There's a limit. You're like, I've been prolapsed 17 times today. I must leave.
Prolapse.
Bro, it's called prolapse. It's not amateur lapse.
Prolapse, yeah.
I had a professional lapse.
Yeah, no, man. This is like it's mostly the fucking Russians. Like the women, they're fucking ridiculous. Like they're 10 out of, like, I've never seen a 10 out of 10, but if there would be one, it'd be a Russian chick. They're fucking ridiculously hot, but they're the most annoying, like, vapid fucking just NPCs in existence.
It's funny, man. My mum was talking about, because they just got back from Bali, and she was talking about the Russians. Oh, you know, they're rude. They're, you know, everyone hates them over there now. But I was kind of like, yeah, but Aussies are the biggest cocksuckers over there as well. And
thing, yeah.
So are Poms, so are like, you know, half the Europeans. It's sort of
Oh yeah.
people carry on like pork swords when they go on holiday, you know, anyway. So if you're a bit of a flog, you're gonna just ramp it up, aren't you? But
Didn't all the Russians used to be in Thailand? Have they shifted from Thailand to Indo?
Yeah, they used to be in pretty much Phuket. They used to be.
it's because the good relations, I guess, between Indonesia and Russia. You can just go there without a visa. You can go to Russia without a visa if you got an Indonesian passport.
Can you? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All it is, man, with all that
No
stuff
Indonesians want to go to Russia. Not one of them.
Yeah. So Russia's awesome. I gotta say, it's
I'd love
honestly
to go,
one of the
yeah.
coolest places I've ever been, hands down. I want to go back so bad. It's
In my head, I'm still thinking this way. It's the same thing as like what you said with the Australians that are here. They're not sending their best. So don't think. I'm trying not to think all Russians are fucking just douchebag idiots. Like I was like, no, I'm not going to think that. Just the ones that are here are douchebags. The ones in Russia are probably great. So
I think the Australians are a good example. Like you said before, like the Australians there are the KTX 125 fucking mono pulling, cunt screaming, fucking Indonesian ecstasy swallowing kinds. Like,
dude, how good is that?
Tap out shirts.
Have you guys seen that meme? It was like, kids don't ride bikes anymore, only crackheads. And I was like, I don't know, that is so fucking on point for some reason. What is with that? And I was literally looking at the meme as I was walking down the street, and our office is near the courts. Look up, and there's just the biggest crackhead swerving his bike all down. You know, they always swerve and they ride really slow.
Right,
Why is that?
Forget about Revo Fitness. Forget about any of this shit. Someone just needs to like patent the crackhead workout, because those motherfuckers are fit as shit. They ride everywhere. They walk and run everywhere.
Right, it's because they're on a
fridge.
They're on a permanent fast. That's why.
See that one?
Exactly, man. Autophagy. Yeah.
What were you saying, Drew?
Oh, there was this crackhead that tried to fucking carry a fridge on his bike. So he like tied the fridge to his back. He was riding to shift his fridge.
That's epic.
Fuck. That's pretty hectic.
So just go and get a dolly or a trolley. You can literally buy a trolley for like $20 from fucking Bunnings.
Yeah, but that's $20 less crack.
Yeah, can I offer a solution? Just stop smoking crack and just rejoin the human race and get a van.
That's a hard one.
And friends?
Yeah. That's a fucking hard one.
Oh, wait, Dan's been going to this gym here. It's a new one. And for some reason, the gyms here, they're super expensive. Like, it's like $180 for 1 month.
What?
It's fucking unbelievable, eh? So anyway, he's like, you should go to this gym. It's full of hot birds. I'm like, all right, sick. I'll give it a shot. So I went.
Are you sure that's not for ownership of the gym?
Yeah, I'm like, am I getting a head job at the end of my workout, or what the fuck's happening here?
Yeah.
So I went. It cost me $25. I went in there. It was fucking full of Russians, and fucking they're ridiculous. They're banging, but there's just selfie sticks, fucking bending over in front of the camera and like tits out. Fuck, one chick literally I could see her nipples. They were like her shirt was that low.
Wait, Drew, walk up, pick the hottest Russian girl in the gym, walk up to her and just be like, pizda, and see what happens.
What does that mean? It's a swear word, isn't it?
Cunt. But it's the worst thing you can say there to them. Pizda.
I'm going to say it just walking around.
Just be like, pizda.
All right, I will. I'll see what happens. I started because there was that many girls filming. I started just like being annoying and purposely walking in front of the camera, just to be a cunt. Just stand there like I don't know what's happening, and they're like looking at me like I'm an asshole. It's good times,
man. Dude, just fucking start dressing up as gym equipment. Like just dress up as like a bench press thing and just sit underneath one of it.
Yeah.
Man, I've got my smoker on. I've got the door open, but it's like I can smell your cigar because I've got a bit of smoke drifting in every now and then. I'm like, oh, I'm getting the full experience.
It's
Oh,
a true,
how much
it's a
is-
true visceral podcast.
How much does that one cost you?
This
Cigar?
one?
What is it?
I mean, it's in Australia, so $8,000.
Yeah.
No, it was, I don't know, this was a 49 bucker.
Yeah.
That's like
Sweet.
pretty much every stick is between 50 and $100.
Yeah.
50's cheap.
Yeah,
50.
except for those
Yeah.
cane Daytonas, Josh. They're $35. It's one of the best sticks you'll smoke, and it's the cheapest you can buy in Australia. It doesn't make sense.
Huh.
That's an Oliva brand as well. So same company that makes Nub.
$35 is reasonable.
Oh.
Like it's lasting you 2 hours. That's fair.
Well,
I
that
can get
one
behind
probably
that.
lasted probably just over an hour, like an hour and 20
Oh, okay.
minutes or something.
That's all
But
right.
that one that was a big boy. So this will last the duration of an entire pod.
Yeah. Have you ever actually had a Cuban? I've never had one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they're not anywhere near as good as they used to be. Like I've
Really?
tried 2 decent ones and they were okay, but
I think the Nicaraguan are probably the best.
Nicaraguan?
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing, man. Yeah, Mosey brought me back a box. He was over there visiting his mum recently, and he brought me back 2 boxes. And man, that white box that I got, they're the fucking best ones I've ever smoked. They're amazing.
How many do they let you bring back though?
Oh, none. You just got to put them in your
Oh,
arsehole, down your jab side, in your ears,
especially down your outside. Yeah, don't let
Well, I've had
truth
a
get in
few-
the way of a good story.
cut a flap open in your stomach, stuff them in there.
so like Cubans in Cuba, they're probably like 50 cents, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I think they're
so-
free.
and bearing in mind the Cubans save their good tobacco for themselves now because there's not enough of it to go around because the US
That makes
crushed
sense.
everything. So they're you can still go to Cuba and get amazing sticks and the best rolls you'll ever get, but export, no. Cohibas and the all the other brands are not quite what they used to be.
Man, that's
still
a
get good ones,
holiday that would just be epic, all right? Just go to Cuba or Nicaragua with everyone. Just sit. Me and Mosey were talking about it. He's like, he was saying, man, we should all go and just stay at my mum's place and just fucking drink dollar beers and smoke stogies on the beach. I'm like,
Sounds fucking
that
good to
would
me.
be
Yeah.
epic.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought we'd already discussed this as a foregone conclusion. I thought this was happening.
Yeah,
and I'm
it
like,
is
getting
a
excited
fore-
about it.
It doesn't
A
even
mate of mine
need a
went to,
fucking discussion.
A mate of mine went to Cuba and he went before they opened the flights, direct flights, and they still didn't have the internet. So you could only get like the internet in like a couple of places. And he reckons that because you couldn't get the internet, all the locals would just rip you the fuck off like all the time. Like you'd have to like ask where the restaurant is and they just take you to some shitty restaurant and then like just rip you the fuck off every time because they can.
Yeah.
But,
Man, I'm
like,
sure Trudeau's still got rallies there. So yeah, somebody ask him.
So he's going
Yeah.
to retire.
I mean, his dad's gone, but surely there's an uncle or.
I'll just a cocktail because I was yes, that's why I'm here.
Drew's over there, yeah. He's got ripstart beads in one end, cock in the other end. Fucking. Wait, has Jeffs turned over a new leaf and getting butt hurt? How funny is it? You know, he was all in here for the last month. He was all there having laughs, and now he's just fucking butt hurt and just trying to pop off with everyone. But here's the thing. Beta cucks that sit in their fucking basement and have never had any kind of association with normal people don't have good insults ever.
No, they
Ever,
really don't. no.
period. They're cringeworthy. Like man, there's the group. It's a Facebook group. It's the Rogan podcast one. I must have joined it like 10 years ago. It's one of those things that you're like, why am I a part of this? But it's hilarious because it's literally lefties and conservatives and Democrats just trying to trigger each other. And it's fucking funny to sit back and watch. But fuck, the lefties are such losers, man. It's fucking mind-blowing how pathetic they are. And they just get toasted all the time. And they get real... Their burns are fucking strange. Like, they have these weird fantasies about Trump. They have to relate everything back to Trump. on
Yeah.
everyone. Even if no one said anything about Trump, their comeback's always ripping Trump. Like everyone's offended by that. And then they'll write like weird. Like, they wrote one about Trump's. I saw this guy write one about Trump's son, Barron Trump, and it was like this weird leftist fantasy about him going to his graduation, and I was like, this is fucking borderline.
Are you telling me they have lefty fan fiction? Because that might be my new favorite thing. If so,
basically that's what it is, man.
But it's like what you said the other day. Someone got caught recently. What you were talking about, who's like a real lefty. I got caught being a bit of a creep or some shit.
Oh yeah, that Jesse Kid Fredder.
You know, and he's the one banging on to us about how he's such a virtuous fucking guy.
I can't. Do you remember what it was? But I remember him getting on his high horse about. Do you remember it? He got on his high horse.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was about. I don't remember now. But
anyway, you just see him all the time popping off at everyone, and he's a woke lefty. You know, he's the most virtuous man to ever live. And then just comes out recently, you know, some chick saying that he's a fucking sexually assaulted her and that. And I'm like, what? Why is the most woke, virtuous people, why do they always turn out to be rapists?
Yeah.
It's funny.
They always turn out to be the thing that they're sort of pushing against.
Not only where there's smoke, there's fire, but also doth protest too much, like rings a bell. It's exactly what it is. It's like, why the fuck are you ragging on about this? Like
that fucking that bloody pastor that was saying how fucking about gay people should go to hell and all that, and then he gets caught in like a 30-man orgy.
Yeah, how good is that? He's just got his face in so much arse and balls. He's just like, faggots!
It's never just like, he's in a meaningful relationship with one man and just does normal shit. It's always like fucking 30 dude orgy, fucking covering themselves in gravy.
Didn't he jump out a window and try and run away when they caught him?
Yeah, he was bailing from like a 16-man orgy when they caught him. And it's always like, he's like, I'm going to set the record for the most men in an orgy. Like, I hate gays, and he's got people going around bashing gays, everything, you know, he's fronting that kind of stuff. And then he gets caught out and he's having an millionsome.
He's trying to start hands across America, but it's just dicks inside bums across America.
Gobbies across America.
That's basically fucking human centipede kind of shit. When you look at that,
he's running down the street and he just looks like a glazed donut, and everyone's like, "Is that a Dunkin' Donut or a human?" Oh, okay.
What would you do if you walked in? What would you do if you walked in and there was like a 30-man orgy just happening in the room? You'd just be like, fuck. It'd be too much.
I mean,
you'd be like, fuck, better bend over.
I'm going to tell you right now, I would get some sort of fragrant room freshener and spray the living shit out of it because it would smell fucked in there.
It'd smell like the streets of Mumbai.
I saw a video just before. They said the top 10 dirtiest places, and obviously Mumbai was the worst. And they talked about shitting in the streets and shit. That's the main reason, because nowhere else in the world do they just shit in the street.
I'm going to have a word with Rax about this, actually. Stop shitting in the streets, okay?
We better ask him, if he can do that.
Was number 2 in that the WA Premier's basement?
What did he do?
Oh, man. Fucking, how much of a flog is Roger Cook, man? He's one that it's going to be great to watch him swing at.
I think he's worse than McGowan.
Yeah.
He's the one that approved all of the health bullshit because he was the health minister.
And he just threatened us with martial law. He literally... Did you see that? It was the front cover of all the fucking propaganda out there.
Not threatened past tense, like threatening. Like he's
doing
it.
Yeah, he's like, he basically said in the next pandemic, which I thought it was 1 in 100 years. Okay, so the next pandemic, he's going to use the military and lock everyone up in military bases.
Even the
isn't threatening a military coup treason?
I
Isn't
just feel
that
I just feel
treason?
so safe. Like, I'm
Don't you
so
think
glad.
that
I
the
feel so
fact that
It
safe.
is nice to feel safe, actually.
don't you think the fact that it's supposed to be a 1 in 100-year thing, and it was like less than 2 years off exactly 100 years since the last one?
Yeah.
That's sus as fuck.
Hang on. Are you about to tell us that things might have been orchestrated? Hang on a second. Hang on.
Yeah. Jeff doesn't think so. He has no idea.
No.
He hasn't been programmed with that information yet.
Yeah. But there's so many little things like that that are just like even that's a good point. Yeah. Not surprising they shit on the street. They have toilet
That's
paper
the
on their
most
heads.
ironic thing of all time, and I've never thought about that, and it's fucking hilarious.
That's like that right there is like some elite dad humor. Like, I'm fucking all for it. It's fantastic.
That's so
So what you
good.
do, what happens is they go outside and they can't shit, and you just push the red dot, and then it fucking shits.
It's actually a button.
The button there. Yeah.
Oh man. Just get bidets. Honestly, get a bidet, and you sweet. You don't
I've been
need.
using the bum gun here, Josh. I don't really
How
like
good
it.
is it? You don't like it.
Oh, look, I don't
You're not
mind.
a fan.
You don't like having your
reckon-
ass whistling clean once you're done, dude.
Well,
Well, I've got one
problem
now. I
is-
just
Yeah.
attached it to the toilet, and it's just got a fucking dial on the side. It's like a throttle, and you literally just sit there and you can dial it up as like. The problem is you
You're
dial it up
pressure
too
cleaning
hard,
your
and it just
asshole.
cuts your ring
It's
piece
got
off.
It's
Feels
got a
like it.
handle on it like a fucking outboard motor.
Dude, Dad has one.
Spray
That
cleaning
actually,
his truck afterwards, like.
Dad's one actually has a throttle like a fucking motorbike. So you can sit on the toilet and it's on the side. Like you sit there like. The problem is if you turn it up too tight, it will literally cut your ring off, and it'll be floating on the fucking pond at the end.
Fucking hell, man.
It would just be squid rings.
Yeah.
Just blows you up like a balloon.
They're good, but they work fucking well. I
Well,
would
a lot of
recommend.
that-
I'd recommend that over going to Coles and bashing people for a roll of
I don't
toilet
want-
paper.
No, I didn't want any of that. Actually,
What's more hygienic? Is it
Sorry,
more
yeah.
hygienic?
Yeah, well, it washes your ass clean. Dude, these ones you just sit on there and this thing comes down and it sprays up across your ass and just washes it clean. And then you just had-
Well, it just hits your balls with fucking.
No, across the dot. It's like laser. It's got like a laser guidance system, but it's only $40 from Temu somehow. And like it just sprays perfectly across the dot. And then you just pat
Laser
it dry and
guidance.
it's whistling clean. Like you could eat off that thing. It's that clean.
It's like Air Force technology in the fucking
Yeah,
bum gun.
but Temu made it for $40 somehow.
you fucking got me with laser guidance system. Like,
It's got GPS. You got
triangulate.
it triangulates your ring piece. Yeah. No, you will never go back. Like you cross when you have to take a shit out and use toilet paper because it's really,
Man,
you know, and it's a time saver, man.
You know how like you always see rich people like, oh, I'd buy a fresh pair of undies or a fresh pair of socks every day or whatever. No, I just have endless baths so that I can just take a shit and then just go straight to the bath. Someone comes and puts a new bath in every day.
And hoses you down while you're in the bath. Yeah.
And then
So
just-
those ones, have you ever used those bidets in Europe? You know, the ones that are like a separate toilet next to the fucking toilet.
yeah, see
Yeah,
those ones I can't vibe with because you got to hover over it. Like,
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, you just
Yeah,
sit on
I
it. But they need toilet seats. I don't get why they don't have a fucking seat on them. But yeah, you sit on it,
and they're
and that's the
different. They're like
same.
small, like.
It's like
No,
it's like a.
that's
Well,
that's
I
the
didn't
thing.
realize.
You're not meant to sit on it. That's why there's no toilet seat. You're meant to hover over it.
Oh, fuck that. Sit on the cum. When I was in Argentina, I didn't realize how they worked. I'd seen them in Europe, but I never used them.
You
I
still
didn't
don't by the
realize
sounds of it.
the what?
You still don't by the sounds of it.
No.
These ones.
I-
These ones.
Yeah, those ones, yeah.
Yeah.
So I turned it on and the cunt fucking sprayed the roof down and I was like, shit, in the fucking I was like, oh whoops. But yeah, dude, I ain't hovering over anything. Fuck that. Just sit down there and just it's uncomfortable and cuts the circulation off. And if you don't do it within like a minute, you'll lose both your legs. Like if you look at Facebook, your legs are gone.
Have you seen these ones? You've never been to the Philippines, have you? These ones scare the fuck out of you when you see them the first time.
Oh yeah, dude, they have them in Bali and in Thailand.
Yeah. Dude, no.
Oh,
Remember in Jakarta, Josh, when we went we did that day where we drove somewhere hell far to go to like a restaurant, and they had one of those in there, and I was like, like I didn't know what to do. I couldn't shit. I was like, I can't.
Oh, do you, dude? Do you remember when we played that show in Bangkok? And I was like that in the day. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna. We went and got a food, and I got some Thai curry, and I was like, oh, I'll get a medium because I don't want to have a blowout before we get on stage. And I got a medium, and it was the hottest thing I've ever had in my life because Thais apparently don't have taste buds and they're not human.
Yeah.
So I got one of them, and then, dude, I remember it got to about 8, 9 o'clock. We're waiting for our set, and I was like, oh, my guts was hurting, and I was like, I'm gonna shit my pants. Go and look in the toilet. No door on the toilet. It's just around basically from the fucking mosh pit, just around the corner. No, and it's one of those floor toilets. And I was like, oh, you're fucking kidding me. Like, what? Dude, felt so. I can't even remember if I did a shit, if I attempted it or not, but terrible. What's the difference between digging a hole in the ground at that point?
I don't honestly don't.
I don't think I did it.
Yeah.
I didn't do a shit till we got to Rio's place, man. Seriously. I didn't shit for like 5 days.
Yeah.
Like, even here, I've noticed, not so much in Thailand, but here they have a lot of restaurants and bars and shit, and they'll specifically say don't put any toilet paper in there. So you have to use the bum gun.
Yeah, they get offended. It's because their pipes are like this big.
Yeah, it's the same thing as Greece. You ever been to Greece before?
Oh yeah, I've been to Greece. Yeah.
You can't put toilet paper in the toilet.
I did, but I 100% did the whole time I was there. They're like, don't flush the toilets. Yeah, no worries.
Dude,
I'll
show you.
How's this one? Where I took a ferry from fucking Athens to one of the islands, and it was like 4 or 5 hours. We got on there. Someone used the toilet on the ferry, and you put toilet paper in the toilet, and it clogged it up at the start of the trip. And because they put toilet paper in the toilet on a fucking ferry. It's like,
I know. When I was on one of those ferries, the shitter was overflowing. Yeah. I got the fast ferry. I think when we went from Santorini to Mykonos, we got the fast ferry. But then when we went back to Athens, we got that slow one. It took like 700 weeks to get there. And dude, the toilets were overflowing, and they had some fucking weird, full Orthodox wedding on the public ferry. And there was like priests everywhere, kids getting fisted. It was out of control. And
force going off everywhere.
Bro, were you at Davos?
That's right. Actually, sorry, that's what I meant. I was at Davos, the World Economic Forum. Jeff was there. He was sucking off little boys. Yeah.
Jeff Schwab.
Dude, how was that fucking pod, man, with Pascal Najati?
Yeah.
That got me fucking fired up. I was like, I love listening to that dude because he doesn't pull any punches, man.
How sick was it? Like, he's just like, I've been poisoned by this shit, so I'm just going to drink a can of Coke and smoke a dart.
Yeah.
You're a mad dog.
Yeah, so Drew, his dad started the World Economic Forum with Klaus Schwab. And then his dad left because he didn't like what he was doing with it, because I think they actually started it as an economic conference, and then Schwab, I guess, was like, the Dr. Evil or whatever. So he bailed, and then they assassinated him in 2015.
Oh,
so he ended up getting the jab, and he reckons he's dying from the jab. But how was it he was saying too? He's like, so his missus didn't get the jab, and he's like, they actually went as far as like they didn't fuck basically because they were worried about transfection. So they analyzed her blood a few weeks ago, and it's exactly the same.
Yeah, her live blood analysis is just as bad as his.
Yeah.
I mean, we all thought that. Remember when everyone first started getting vaccinated? And this is just like, I have no evidence to support this, so it's just anecdotal. But I was seeing this chick who literally just got vaccinated like that day. And then she stayed over, we slept together. And then literally the next day, I was like, I feel fucking horrible. Why do I feel so bad? I don't understand. And I was like, oh, it's probably nothing. But then like 2 months later, it happened again. Same thing happened again. Some chick got vaccinated that day, then came around, stayed over. Next day, I felt like shit the whole day.
Dude,
hang on. Did you have the blinds open, or were you wearing jeans, or was it the
headlights
of oncoming cars?
Yeah, dude. Honestly, it happened to me. It's happened to Dre. Happened to me. I remember even when Normie got it, going to the pod. As soon as I get there, I'd start getting fucking dizzy, man, and then I'd leave it and go away, and that went away. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, they've done the blood analysis. It's proven. You can literally see the blood analysis of basically thousands of people at this point.
I mean, if you're like literally being intimate with someone, you're having sex with them, you're making out with them after they've just been vaccinated, you got to think something, mate. There might be some way of it. Fucking.
I don't even think. I think you just have to be around people, man.
Yeah.
The thing is that the technology seems to be so fucking far above what we can comprehend. It's even the stuff like Pascal saying, man. When everything comes out, everyone's going to have their mind blown. What you think is reality is not reality. Nothing we think about this reality is true.
It's just going to take time. It'll be like, 5 years' time, people will be like, oh, yeah, the vaccine, it just transposes onto everyone. Like, they'll be like, that's common knowledge.
Dude, and they do it to animals, bro. How do they get rid of rabbits? They literally give them fucking vaccines that spread onto the lot.
Okay.
Well, they've been vaccinating animals and having self-spreading vaccines for years. It's not new technology.
Well, here's an idea, and this is just me being off the top of my head. But if a virus spreads, why couldn't the supposed, thing that you're trying to mimic spread as well? Like, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Something spreads. Yeah,
because if that was the case, that might challenge every NPC's abhorrent, misguided worldview.
Yeah, basically. I say just keep that. You got to keep the idea open until it's 100% proven. No, it doesn't, because at the moment it hasn't been at all. So,
it's like people like Josh and I say it all the time. It's like, and everyone else, like, it'd be rad if all of this was wrong. Like, if we were just lunatics, like, that would be fantastic, because it might mean that the planet's still a lovely place to be, filled with wonderful people and not evil, horrible pieces of shit. But
that's the difference, man. Is that, like, none of us have a set mindset on what things actually are. I have no idea what we are, what consciousness is, where we live, what the earth, anything. No idea. I just want to know the truth. So my mind's open, and I will make, I guess, what I think is just, my mind's made up of the knowledge I have, the best knowledge I have at that point in time. And it's ever changing, because there's obviously knowledge being dropped on us all the time. Yep. And if you don't look at that and you just are programmed by the media, you never fucking change your mind, do you? And this is the thing, man. And it's funny. one of my mates, right, from Canada, he was brought up in the cult as well, and he fucked it off, everything, same path as me, sort of thing. I hadn't talked to him through the COVID shit, and I talked to him, and it's funny. He said the exact same thing as me. He's like, dude, it's like a global cult. It's like the same thing. But we're in this global cult. He saw the exact same thing as we did, being brought up in this thing where you're not allowed to question the authorities that hold, the arbiters of truth in the cult. You're not allowed to go outside for information, and when you do, you're cast out. He said that, and they use the mantras as well. All of these religions use mantras to keep you believing, because there's power in words, there's power in thoughts. They use these things, and they believe the science, trust the science, do the right thing. They use all these affirmations and to just get you to fucking believe it. If you say the words enough, you're going to start to believe it. Believe the science was the funniest one, man, because there is no science. There is no science. Science is a method. There is no the science, and these people keep pushing this idea that there's settled science, and it's like a religious doctrine.
I think generally people lean towards let's call it cult-like behavior. Like if you think about a religion, just use it. A religion, the religion of science, it's the same. It's exactly the same. And humans are just programmed. A lot of humans are just programmed to gravitate towards that.
And it's become a commonplace to surrender better living and the responsibility of better living to someone else.
Yeah,
not taking accountability of responsibility for your own action, life, and health. Like that's all it was. It's like, oh well, someone else has got my better interests at heart. Like no, it's up to you, bro. Like thousands of years ago, potentially we might have been running away from something. Like we didn't have a government to say no. We'll
imagine
you.
Like just the general sort of NPC Australian. If you just chuck them in a country where there's really no rules and
dead.
It's up to them. They'd be
dead.
Fucked.
Dead within a week.
Yeah,
man. It's real sad to me that our nation just became such an NPC place, because it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that even when we were kids, man. And I don't know if it's because we grew up in the country and it was a little different, where people could actually hold their own a little more. But like, we've got friends that are the same age that were brought up in the city that have the exact same mindset. So it can't have been that. But Australia was a rough place, It was rough. You had to hold your own, you had to think for yourself. You just ripped the shit out of each other all the time. You never wanted to, if someone burnt you, you didn't just fucking have a cry about it. You'd just be thinking about ways to get them back. It was always about being a strong individual, living in a harsh environment here. And then they took that of people living in the harshest environment to people that don't even think for themselves anymore and literally look to the police, the government, these people for leadership, which are just they're fucking us over and laughing about it.
I'm still trying to pinpoint roughly the time where, it's obviously a gradual process.
2015. Man, I reckon it was 2015.
That's pretty late. I was going to say like early 2000s even.
I think 2015 is when it took a real bad turn, but that was when all the woke stuff started coming here. That was when I noticed that where our way of life wasn't the same anymore.
I think it must have it must coincide a lot with like technology, like your mobile phones and everyone being connected.
Facebook.
Yeah, because then it's away from control.
Of course, they're all part of the plan. That's just phases of rollout for
Yeah.
It feels like post 2008, post GFC was when things just started to get weird. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a slow, chipping away thing. But yeah, there was like a shifting where it really shifted fast. So it's interesting because like I find it the young people in like Thailand or even here, they have to grow up really fast because they're usually booted out by the time they're like 15, 16. They're fucking out. And then it's like you got to earn money. You got to get a job. There's no government help. They don't help any of them at all. They have no health insurance, no health care. They can't afford it because it's expensive. And they just got to fend for themselves. So they seem very grounded and much more mature. By the time they're 20, they're like, they're like an Australian person
Dude,
would be
that's
in their 30s.
That's exactly what our forefathers were, right? We just
Awesome.
celebrated Anzac Day, and half the people here don't fucking understand what it meant. Like, of course, none of us here agree with the reasoning behind the wars because it was a cabal war. It was just a crock of shit. But it was the mindset of those Australians. They lived in a fucking harsh environment. They lived in a bad time. Everyone was poor. There was basically the only chance at a future in their minds was to go to war and to stop communism from spreading through Southeast Asia down to Australia. That was the only mindset. And they were willing to give up their lives to make sure that none of our parents or us had to live through communism like the Soviet Union did. And that's that mindset, man. And if you look at here, no one's like that anymore. They won't fucking because my whole idea about this shit is, right, even before I had a kid, it's like I don't want to leave this earth a worse place than I found it. I don't want to trash the world and fucking have a time and laugh on my way out. I've had a great life. I've done I made the most of my teens and my 20s. Can't complain at all. But after that COVID shit, and when you see what's really going on now, for me, it's like, well, you know what? If the rest of my life had to suck to push so my daughter and so everyone's kids and everyone can have a better world, that's just what you got to do. That's your duty as a fucking human being. You make sure the way, and even if you don't get to, even if it takes a whole generation or your whole life to change it, that's what you fucking fight for.
Maybe that's why people don't fight as much, is because no one's having kids. There's nothing to fight for.
Yeah,
No,
man,
it's complacency, man, because they're still comfortable enough that they can sit here and whinge about 20% inflation, fucking mortgage, and blah blah blah, but they're still living. Like, and all of us are too. Like, we haven't got a lot left to scrape together at the end of every week, but we're still able to eat food, hang out with friends,
dude. Like
coffee.
even like doing the pod, or like just generally playing guitar, doing all the things that I used to really enjoy doing. I'm finding I'm doing far less of that. Like, I used to have time to do podcast stuff, do intros, all this blah blah blah, setting up guests. I don't have time. I fucking don't have time.
Yeah, because they're whittling away at that shit, man. It's like if you think about it, you get a pay rise now, and all it does is maybe meet your rental increase and your groceries increase for the week. Maybe.
Yeah.
A lot of people not. Like, man, I'm in a good position and I'm thankful for that. But fuck, I'm still on the bones of my hole. And I can't even imagine how it is for most families out there. And they're still not questioning things. They're still not going, why is this happening? Like, but it blows my fucking mind that they think that they're increasing taxes while they're increasing the wages of fucking politicians. And there's not one person out there that goes, maybe we don't need 60 to 70% of our wage taxed to run this country. Maybe we don't need to give money to all these bullshit fucking things like $1 billion to Ukraine, or to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, or the Clinton Foundation. Do they even question that that's money laundering? But where's this money going? How much our government gives money to the Clinton Foundation? Every year they give money to fucking all these nations. They fund Hamas. All this shit, it's literally money laundering. And it's not about even having money. Like, people think these people want money. It's not about them wanting money. They keep us from having money to keep us fucking poor. Money's nothing. Money's just their system. Like, you look at the way the Federal Reserve was created. It's a scam. Money is nothing. It's a number on a screen. They just keep you from having it. So you're poor and struggling while they have their way with everyone. They don't have all the money. It's just that it wouldn't matter if they had $1 and we had 5 cents, or they've got fucking 100 trillion and we've got a million. It's the fact that we've got fuck all and they've got it all.
Have you seen? I think we talked about it before, but have you seen those
Huh?
videos? I'm getting I'm getting bombarded with these videos now because I've checked out a few of the Sydney property market videos.
Oh yeah, the $5 million pads and yeah.
Dude, some of them are fucking just such a joke. Like one the other day. I mean, obviously, majority of the money is in the land and the location, and then the house they would probably just demolish. But there was one the other day. It was like 20 mil. It had a view of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and by view you could see the top of it.
Yeah, you could identify you were in Sydney. Yeah.
Oh fuck! I've lost my connection.
I can still
there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's shitty internet. Yeah, and so there's the real estate guy. He's sort of talking it up, he's like, oh, stunning views and open plan room, and there's like mold in the corners and like fucking rats running around and shit. I'm like, is this guy like serious? Like, obviously he knows this is a fucking tip, and like he's just trying to talk it up. And I'm like, who's going to pay? Like some Chinese fucking overseas buyer will buy it or something. But I can't see. I mean, I don't really know much about real estate, but I can't see like a $20 million. Well, it was like a quarter of an acre, maybe, with a fucking terrible house on it. How is that going to be worth more money in 5 years, 10 years?
It's not. We're now reaching a point where the inflation and rising rates are up so much more than any kind of appreciation of the market itself.
Did you see the Reserve Bank's going to put it up again? I love it. They're like, sorry,
yeah,
we have to put it up again.
It's natural, it's like climate change. It's a thing that happens.
It's like, sure, but the problem is, man, most people actually don't even question that. They don't question why they can.
Well, what people don't question, which fucking blows my mind, is we are paying 70 cents in the dollar tax. There's still a bunch of fucking idiots out there that think we're paying 40 cents in the dollar or 45. No, cunts. 70 cents in the dollar. More than we've ever paid in the existence of our nation.
It's because people don't say
goals.
But think about it. A good example of this is crypto. You buy it with money you've already paid tax on it. And then you pay 50%, 49% capital gains on it. Every single thing has an added tax on it that you've already paid tax on your money. So after all these taxes, it depends on your spending habits, but you pretty much, around 60 to 70%.
There's some things that you buy or that is taxed like 4 or 5 times before you, and then you get it. It's Or like imports. So you're taxed on the import, and then there's like port taxes, and then there's like duty tax, and then like they get to the shop, they put GST tax on it. And it's like, fucking hell, man. Just settle down with the tax, fuck's sake.
And they're a corporation. They're a fake fucking government. They're literally administrating our government, a belligerent occupation. And that's a fact. Anyone that wants to argue that has never even fucking done any research on it. It's right there in front of our faces. And that's the other thing. All the people that rip the shit out of you, or, they want to make fun of this stuff, are literally moron NPC cucks that have never looked at any kind of information. And then they laugh at it because they get programmed by the media whilst being useful idiots that are destroying our country. And then you wonder why everyone, we all get fucking pissed off at it, because you look at them and you're like, you're a pathetic fucking waste of space. You're destroying our future, our kids' future, the future of the country, and the future of the world.
It's dangerous.
Fucking ignorance, man.
Yes, ignorance and arrogance. Like, it's a very dangerous combo.
Yeah, the most arrogant people are the most ignorant. That's the funny thing. They're so arrogant about being stupid. How can you be arrogant about saying, "Oh yeah, you're an idiot. You do your own research," and then
I think it's because there's kind of like a safety in being in the pack of mentality.
Oh yeah,
and so they get arrogance from that because they've got such a backing from government and everything else. So they feel more empowered.
The mainstream. You don't buck
Mainstream.
the trend, man. It's like it's that typical thing of that school mentality. The biggest bullies were always, well, not really in my school, but generally the thing was the biggest bullies are the fucking stupidest, most cowardly people. Because as soon as you get them on their own, they get their fucking ass whooped. But well, it wasn't really like that at the school I went to, but generally it's like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Fuck. How many times have we sort of thought about how it turns around? Like, I can't. I don't know. Like, it'll be
some sort of brute force fucking event.
Decades.
Man, if it's not some sort of brute force event, then we're all fucked anyway. So it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
It has to be that if the white hat military thing. I think I've seen a lot. Like it's hard to. Obviously, I never believe anything 100% because unless I've seen proof, it's not. I'm not going to be like that's definitely happening. But I've seen a lot that makes sense, like the executive orders and all those things. It makes a lot of fucking sense that that's what's happening. And the idea that this started after JFK, there's a lot to research there, but I mean, it looks like it. And if it is going to happen, fuck yes, because it's going to be a great future for us. If it's not, the only chance is to have a revolution with the people because, man, or just leave. I will leave this fucking country. Man, if that's not true and if this country is going this, this would be one of the worst countries you could ever be in if that shit kicks off. And you got to remind people think I'm going to fucking move out to wherever, I'll go and start a commune, whatever. Just remember how the Chinese Revolution happened. Remember what Mao did. Mao went from village to village and just murdered everyone. Literally just killed everyone across the countryside. That shit.
And also consider it's the same guiding force behind exactly the same socialism.
Same people that funded it.
Yep, might have a different fucking flavor and a different skin color about it, but it's the same shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. You look into all those people who created Mao, who created Stalin, who created Lenin, the whole lot of them. They were all created by the central banks back then. JP Morgan, fucking Rockefeller, Rothschild, all these people. It's the same fucking names that are here doing it now. Go and look who funded the vaccine program. Shit. Same people.
Thanks, man. Yep.
So, and it's just funny that people. The what?
My internet's
you got
I just.
No, I got fucking custard, bro.
You guys.
We can still hear you.
Yeah, but I can't hear you guys. It just cuts out all the time.
You haven't broken up at all, Drew.
No, that's weird, eh? Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's been running pretty much smoothly.
Fucking Russians, man. Fucking communism spreading.
Isn't it a funny turn of events that it seems like Russia's the country fighting for freedom of the human race?
Seems like the safest place to be on the planet.
Yeah. When it was the opposite. Like, man, you read the accounts of the people in the Soviet Union. It's the most brutal thing you can't even imagine it. That people would even just go on living through that.
My mate told me.
Steak out, boys. I'll be back in a sec.
My mate had a good idea because I was complaining about all the Russians. He said, just get a Ukraine flag shirt and just wear it everywhere.
You clear out the fucking gym. You probably get recruited.
Like, fuck Russia.
Yeah.
Get taken back to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Apparently there is a lot of Ukrainians in Bali that fled because they didn't want to be conscripted.
Yeah, right. I mean, can you blame them?
Also, I found out. Oh fuck, it's still cutting out. Hopefully you can hear me. But also there's a name now, but he lives in Bali. He's the guy that would like just scale. No, I think I might have gone completely.
No. I'm here. You here?
Oh shit!
Hello.
No. I'm back.
All right, I can hear you. Yep, there's the guy scaling. Yep.
Oh fuck! It just there's a guy that like you would just climb random buildings, like skyscrapers, no ropes, just climbing. I can't remember what his name is. They called him like the Ant-Man or some shit like that.
Human fly.
I don't remember his name, but he's a mad dog, and he would just go and like climb the Empire State Building with no ropes, and like they try and find him every time, you know. And he went around everywhere trying to do every building. He did the Dubai Burj Khalifa. He did all these different ones. Yeah, man, hectic. And like he would free solo like cliffs, like routes, massive routes, 100 meters. Free solo, no fucking climbing shoes, so bare feet. And he'd climb up the top, right? So he's climbed the whole way, no rope. Then he would down climb back down again. That's fucking amazing. Like climbing up's hard enough, but then to down climb it, you can't see what you're doing. You don't know. You have to like fish around to try and find your feet to get that down. Anyway, they tried to fuck him for all the illegal climbs he did. So he fucking just fled to Bali. He lives in Bali now.
Mad dog.
And they can't get him because he's in another country. So yeah,
That's so fucked up. I
want to try and find him and interview him.
Man, get him on the pod.
Yeah, he'd be sick. He'd have so many cool stories.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It scared the shit out of me being up the top of Petronas Tower in a safe glass building. Like, I'm just looking out the window was scaring me, like, let alone free climbing it.
Where's the Petronas? Where's that one?
Kuala Lumpur.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Those are pretty interesting, the way they were made. They had heaps of problems with that because this is going into engineering, which is boring as fuck, but because of the soil and the amount of rain and mud and shit, they had to do piles like over 1/3 the height of the building. So over 1/3 underground piles, had massive fucking piles just to keep it stable.
Dude, it's hell funny because when we went, some dude there asked a similar question. He's like, "Oh, I heard there was like heaps of problems," and they were not happy about it because they were like,
Really?
they were making out like it was this flawless thing that went absolutely perfectly. And when this dude dropped this, like they may as well just pulled a black curtain over and be like, "This exhibit is closed." Like, it's so bad.
They had that also apparently it was done by foreign contractors. It wasn't they went from KL. And they hired I don't know why they did this, but they hired 2 separate building companies for each tower. So one company was doing the one side and one company was doing the other side. Yeah. And then they got into a big like fight basically. And then they got into a fucking like a war to see who could finish it first. So like they were like punishing fucking like Malaysians, like, you know, get back to work to try and get them to finish it before the other one because they put money on it. So it's pretty interesting.
I was on a site a few years ago where it was 2 different building companies like across the road from each other, and that's exactly what happened. But it was hilarious because one of them went bust because they just couldn't. They're like, "There's no way we can finish this on time, let alone before," and they just got 3/4 of the way through the building and just it went bust.
Fuck.
So that was pretty sweet.
My mate's missus building a house. She started building before COVID. Yeah, it's not finished.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
No,
that's brutal.
That is brutal. Like you put so much, you're paying a mortgage and you put so much money on this thing, and you're not even living in it.
Man, I'd just be on the tools. Like I'd be like, "Righto, boys, like belt on, let's get this done."
Yeah. He sent me a bunch of photos because he's not really like, you know, he knows a little bit. He can see if there's something wrong. And so he sent me a bunch of photos and said, "Hey, can you have a look at this? Tell me what you think." And I was like, "What the fuck, man? Who's building this shit?" Like there was a fucking a column on a balcony, concrete balcony to support the roof, and they'd like half hung it off the edge of the concrete, so they just welded a plate down the other side and just put another 2 chem anchors in the side of it, and it's like, yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, she'll be right.
It's holding up the fucking roof, and it's not even like fully on the slab. I was like,
man, it's like working in the building industry for so many years is what made me never want to build a house because like I've
100%.
seen the shoddy work. It is not good.
No, it's not. It's probably only getting worse. Like,
Yeah, it
you
is.
know, yeah. So I wouldn't. I just would not build a house. Or like, if you were to, really like find out who's working on your house, what trades are on there. Go talk to them. Find out their competence level, because
Man,
otherwise,
so we like I don't know, I probably shouldn't say this, but we would have meetings with the building managers and the foremans and stuff. And it's horrible to say, but literally all of the white dudes, and they would just be like, "Can you guys keep an eye on things for us? And if something like dodgy is happening, can you let us know ASAP?" And I'm telling you, there was 5 a day where we would just be like, just go and see them at the end of the day because like, I'm sorry, dude, there's too many things to list. Here they all are. Go and investigate. Like it was so sketchy.
Yeah,
there would be a van pull up with like a trade on the side of it, and it'd be a high ace van, and 30 people would get out of it, and you go, "Oh no, this is not going to end up good."
Fuck. Yeah, I don't know what happens with that. Like, how weird is it that a house now costs you more than it ever has? And
but it's built worse than it ever has been.
Worse. It's like fuck. Like just get a house from like the 80s or something and renovate it, and it'll be fucking sweet. It's so like my old lady's house is from like 1940 something. It's fucking ancient. This place, and she's just slowly
older the better, man. Honestly, like yeah.
Well, I mean, concrete doesn't takes at least 50 years to fully cure.
Yeah.
So like that house, the concrete will be cured. It's not going anywhere, and it's pretty stable. So, but yeah.
Fine wine.
How crazy is it? I reckon that the concrete in Hoover Dam still not cured.
Yeah, I know that is crazy, eh? Yeah, because it's so thick. What does this say? The economic ecosystem of bombing and rebuilding is too large to just start peace one day. Too many people survive in the conflict economy. The number of full-time US military employees is too large. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you've got to think about the military contractors, man. They're the ones that do all this. Well, they're part of the machine because you look at any of the stocks of Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, any of them, as soon as a war starts, it's like, now you think they've got all this old artillery, everything. And Australia did it. We just sent all our artillery to Ukraine. They blow it all up. They use it all. They blow all the old fucking, all our Bushmasters got blown up. We sent $1 billion there. And then what happens? Oh, we've got no artillery or machinery. We need to go and buy new ones. And then they go and do contracts with all the private, military contractors to build them new war equipment.
Well, they said in when it was like full-fledged Russia-Ukraine, the US opened up arms manufacturing companies that hadn't been running since World War II.
Yeah.
So they're like, open them back up.
Well, hadn't been running officially since World War II.
Sure, yeah. Like at full production. But yeah. There was another interesting thing I saw the other day, because I get lots of news, Southeast Asian news, because I'm over here. China is going to build like another Panama Canal type situation through Thailand, because there's a whole.
They just turned Thailand into a canal. They just bulldoze the whole country.
And why don't they just annex the entire of just Asia and just call it China? Like, just you're all China now.
Well, a lot of Thai people look Chinese as well, but no. So if it's the kind of same situation as the Panama Canal, for China to get around to like India and stuff, it has to go around or like Malaysia and everywhere and then back up again. And the US has lots of army bases around there, so they tax the Chinese ships that come and they stop them and they fuck them over. So China's like, fuck it, we'll make a canal go through Thailand, and Thailand are going to get a shit ton of money from it. But the problem, the thing is, like, the US doesn't want it to happen. Singapore doesn't want it to happen, because if it happens, then Singapore no longer has any ships going down there. Everyone will just go through this canal thing. So Singapore will lose fuck tons of money and stop being such a wealthy country. So it's interesting.
Isn't it funny though? Like, there's all this facade that it's country against country, right? and that everyone has their own economies. Everyone's, can't agree on the color of an orange. But then they somehow pulled it all together to have a lockstep plan over COVID and all work together. Funny that just goes, if that doesn't show you that the whole idea that there's nation states and that they haven't sold us out is true. Like you're fucking kidding yourself, man.
You realize all that nationalism bullshit is it's brand names. Like they're tribes, the tribes that you attach yourself to. They don't really have any meaning. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love, like, I think nation states, the idea, that's what I want. The idea of nation states, that's what we need to get back to. We do need to have, we don't want collectivism. We want individuality. We want small groups of people that come together as individuals and form communities all over the world. You look at America.
That village community model works the best, man, because it's small groups of people managing themselves.
And that's what America was, man. Like, people don't get this about this is something to look out for, actually. Anyone that says, and it's on all the news channels, they all say it's a threat to our democracy. Anyone that is saying that is saying it's a threat to our totalitarian regime, because I never thought about it when I was younger, but democracy is tyranny, basically. Democracy is mob rule of the 51%. And if you don't like it, you just have to suck it up, right? And we all thought democracy was a good thing. But democracy lays way for a centralized power and a totalitarian regime. Whereas the founding fathers that tried to stop this from ever happening in America, they were genius, because they kicked out the monarchy, and the whole idea was to design a system that would stop centralized power from ever happening again. And people, and the way they did it was decentralized power down to the lowest level, to the communities, to the states and the counties. So they did that, and obviously they've got a hold of it and they've fucked it even over there. But that whole idea, and then they had the sense to put, if that doesn't work, how can we put something in place to stop it? The Second Amendment, to be able to defend yourself and overthrow a tyrannical government, to form militias. They actually had that idea. That was never meant to happen by any chance of the globalist powers. I think America was just, when they overthrew the monarchy, it was never meant to happen. And that's why it's been such a fucking problem for them, because we're not a problem, nor is Canada. We're a fucking joke. We're still under the monarchy. We're still slaves.
But a democracy itself is a good idea, but like a government-controlled democracy is not a good idea. Like,
but think
the
about
Greeks had the right idea, right?
Much in the same way that socialism fundamentally on paper is a good idea, but it doesn't work and it never will. And so it is the same with democracy, because it's majority rules. So if it's a bad idea, but the majority think that, it's not really the greatest solution, but I mean, what is your alternative? A more fair solution. That's the problem.
No, the alternative was America, man, a constitutional republic. We don't want to be
or United States. Yeah.
Yeah, you look at it, if you actually look at fundamentally what it is, it's brilliant, man. You look at America, and that it's kind of like Europe, but it's not run by a tyrannical overarching regime. They're taking it that way, but the idea of it, you go to Texas, you go to New York, we said it before, it's like different countries, and even inside those states, you go to communities, they're different. Everyone has you don't like it, you can fuck off over here and live with people that your thinking aligns more with.
Isn't it interesting?
You can't do that.
America has that, but at the same time, their collectivism is in their patriotism for America. So, like, you can be an individual and go to Texas and shoot firearms if you want, or you can go to California and drink lattes. And it's very different. But then they all have, well, maybe not California anymore, but like majority of Americans are really patriotic about their country, and they all think the same way. America's
I don't think that's a bad thing, man. Because look,
I didn't say it was. I think it's good.
Because
I
think
it's kind of like two different things, right? It's
no,
like
but
they're
think about
individual. In the States, they're very individual and they have different ideas and things, but they all come together with the idea that their country is good, is great.
That, dude, and that's perfect. You nailed it.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference, right? Is they have a the focus and a love for individualism and for freedom and liberty. You know, so that's their main focus. But then they can come together as a nation of people and fight for each other and stand up. That's the best. That's why it's the United States. It's like a united bunch of countries, but it's not run by a totalitarian, centralized power. It is now, but that was the way it was designed.
The idea is there.
But it is and it isn't. Like it's not completely run by them now. They're trying hard, but that's I mean, America, as you know, is the last bastion of everything, whether it be freedom or fucking patriotism or, you know, whatever fucking utopian society that we might ever consider. Like if America falls, we're fucked. The entire planet's fucked. It's the proving ground for everything.
I think it was. I thought about this the other day, and it's if you think about it, it was the only free country ever in the known history. There was never another free country. We were just deceived. We were just a country under the monarchy with tyrants that were eroding every bit of freedom we have to get us to this point. And because they let us, you know, play in the sun and fucking drink beer, we all thought we were these fucking free Aussie larrikins, and we were, until they brought the hammer down on us, and then everyone turned into cocks.
Fucking prisoners then and prisoners now, man. Just prisoners with a tan. Isn't that what Kyle was saying?
That's right.
Yeah.
It is a prisoner mindset, even if they don't. If
it's not far wrong.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you do get a lot of freedoms, but they can be easily taken away in third world places like fucking Indonesia and stuff. But they can go even more fucking like fist on your fucking throat.
Fist, yeah.
Yeah, man, pretty quickly if they want to. So,
and that's the scary thing, because they're the same as us, man. They're all just brainwashed. You think about all the Asian countries, they're terrified of their government. You know, the only country that the people aren't terrified of the government is America, because
they got guns.
The Second Amendment will save the fucking world, and people are going to look back on it and be like, oh, okay. Because you think about why we don't have guns, right? One incident happened. We never had a gun violence problem. There never was. It was a fucking lie. We actually had a really good gun culture here. I remember when I was a kid living down south.
I think we still do.
Anyone's farm, and they would be walking around with a rifle. It wasn't even a thing. There's guns there. My uncle used to have his fucking rifles under his bed. It wasn't even an issue. And then they had one thing where apparently a retarded guy made 20 headshots in 90 seconds from his hip. And then they banned. Dude, that's actually what they want you to believe, that he made 20 headshots from his hip in 90 seconds. No one on earth can do that. Yeah.
Fuck no. I can't even do it if I'm fucking lining the sights up correctly.
The best fucking marksman ain't making 20 headshots in 90 seconds. The whole thing's such a fucking joke. And it just goes to show they can do anything. And people not only believe it, they will fucking go down swinging to defend the tyranny.
Yep.
Man, it's and not only that, it's exactly the same horseshit as with the stabbing or whatever recently. It's amazing that they can pull together these laws, legislations, and task forces within 12 hours of an event happening. Yeah. It's incredible.
Well, now we've got. Have you seen?
It's like they've got people working around the clock, just on call. Like, we need like a year's worth of legislation written in the next hour. It's like, no, they have it prepared.
Have you seen all the stuff about fucking 7? What is it? 7 women a week or some shit die of like violence.
Dude, this is their new thing, isn't it? Their elbows pushing it. Okay, so you're worrying about violence against women. Let's rewind the clock 2 years ago. Let's go to Victoria, Melbourne, Victoria, when the police were fucking beating women in the street because they were outside of the house. This is on video. This is
Yeah,
on
not wearing a
video. The
mask.
police beating women, man. And
They're
shooting
unvaccinated
them.
women. That's all right.
Yeah, and shooting them with rubber bullets, man. Shooting someone with a rubber bullet is worse than beating them because you can actually kill them with a fucking rubber bullet.
Here's the other thing with that, like, not saying it's a good thing because obviously it's not if people are dying from domestic violence. But they phrase it they always say men are killing women. It's like, no, we're not. Like some fucking a small minority of crazy people are killing some women. Don't fucking try and make it out like all men are just rapists and murderers. That's what they're getting at. But the other thing is, on the list of issues where there's fatalities, it's not really even in the top 10. If you go and have a look at what people are dying of, one of the top ones is male suicide. Like I think it's
the
like
top one is
7 a day or something.
mRNA vaccines, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. So, like on the list of priorities, he's putting a lot of effort into this because it's women, and his whole thing's women. We look at all the women in my office. I go to Taylor Swift, and
that's why it's been so rad. All that footage surfacing of like him like sitting in the back bench yelling fucking abuse at female politicians and like him lying at that feminist or whatever that rally for violence against women, and the organisers like, nope, that's a lie.
And that woman's like, yeah, that's a lie. No, you know what it is though. All you have to do to know the reasoning behind these things is problem, reaction, solution. Just when they say this shit, look at the legislation they're trying to pass. And then you'll find out the reasoning, the real motive behind what they're doing. Like as soon as that fucking stabbing happened, what happened? Oh, we need facial recognition in all the malls. Oh, that's real convenient. The week you pass the digital ID bill, isn't it? Super convenient that a random guy goes on a stabbing rampage. And then, there's all these kind of agendas they use. Like they glorify the police. Like, oh, this hero came and shot the guy. What kind of a hero rolls up hours later after 15 people have been stabbed, 6 are dead? That ain't a fucking hero. That's a useless cunt. Literally, that's the police. That just showed you how useless the police are at defending you, because you should be able to take personal responsibility and defend yourself like an adult with a firearm. But they don't want you to, because then you have
ironically
to defend yourself against the government.
Well, ironically, less women would die if they had a firearm.
Exactly.
It's an equalizer.
So I mean,
doesn't matter how big you are, if you've got a firearm, you're the same.
So let's have the cover. Let's have the cover of the West Australian tomorrow. Just be like, this is Reginald Donaldson from fucking Waikiki. He's a hero because no one died in WA today. Congratulations, Reg. Like by the same logic.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah.
It is very true what Josh is saying though. Like it's just too convenient. All the
man, it's so because each of the states have their own ABN, all the government departments have their own ABN, which means there's transactions somewhere on a ledger. Like bearing in mind they use SWIFT for all transfers, so that's kind of the precursor to, that change from fiat to electronic or CBDC. So somewhere out there, maybe there's a whistleblower, aka the dude in New Zealand who leaked all the COVID death stats. Maybe there's some legend that's just been collating all these transactions for the last 10 years and it's just going to drop it at some point because they're too arrogant to not have it on a ledger. That's the thing. They can't do this. Like they try and do it properly, but do it in hiding. So somewhere there'll be a ledger where all of this shit's listed down. Maybe it's like Al Capone's fucking accountant. They get this dude and they're cooked.
Yeah, and then but like with the New Zealand thing, as soon as that came out, weirdly enough, like the media worked overdrive to just bury that shit. Straight away, and so
it's interesting to see, and it's interesting to see that the head of Seven West Media stepped down. I like this. this stepping down. Like there was a lot of earthquakes like recently, and like I think I said in another thread with someone else that it meant like, yeah, so a lot of people stepping down. Maybe that's what's causing all the earthquakes at once.
Yeah, like when the fucking premiers step down, just
Step-
randomly
yeah.
decide. You know?
Stepping down means someone's about to drop some dimes on you, and
Yeah,
you just want to
fuck
get out of
yeah.
the way. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's why they all stepped down after the COVID thing. All of them. And you don't step down from a fucking cushy job like that unless there's someone about to fucking do you over.
And someone talked about the cycle of politics. Like yesterday, I was watching a vid, and it's like, and it's true. It's like you get sick of the current regime, you build it up, you frustrate the shit out of people. They get sick of that setup, so then you send in
Look at this
the blue guy.
steak, boys.
That looks good.
Damn, that does look
looks
good.
very good. And then they get eventually you build that guy up, you get sick of him, and you drop him,
boys.
bring the next guy in, and it's just a fucking endless cycle of just the same fucking option, like with different colors.
Yep, pretty much. Usually they're worse than the guy before, like we've got with this fucking Roger Cook guy.
Yeah,
they're just a little bit worse.
It's like me and you were talking about, Cookie, how it irritates me so much that we're being fucking killed by nerds. Like the most
fucking nerds, man.
Parts of society.
Yeah, I know.
Drew, this is like Josh and I have this exact conversation every fucking week. It's a fucking nerds. Like if there was some super like gruff fucking Putin motherfucker that you're like, I don't want to mess with that dude. He looks like he could probably fuck me up. Fair call, you got me. But instead, it's these fucking incel nerds. I can't handle it.
Roger Cook is such a beta male.
But that's what we've got to choose from. That's what's out there. That's the thing. We're getting the politicians from the general public of people.
This is so fucking
and
young,
think about what it's going to be like in 10 years. It's going to be trans governor of Western Australia and fucking.
I'm pretty sure it already is.
Non-binary. Yeah.
Dude, that bitch from New Zealand, that was definitely a dude.
Oh, yeah. She did have a cock in a few photos.
A bitch with a swinging hog.
Yeah. So fucking like I hope, like we all hope, that the pendulum swings back. I just don't know if it's going to happen
It will.
soon. Yeah. But yeah, all you need is one like think like Trump or someone like that, or RFK or someone with some fucking balls that's a man that will actually fucking stand up for what's right. And he'll probably get assassinated, but but at least he'll start the ball rolling.
Mar-a-Lago has a no-fly zone over it from the military.
I saw a video the other day on Trump, and he was at some rally, and someone like either threw something or fucking someone said, "Oh, he's got a gun" or some shit, and fucking hell, within like 2 seconds there was like 15 dudes surrounding him and like trying to get him out of off the stage or something. So yeah, he's definitely had some planning, because he probably thinks he's going to get taken out at some point.
They can't. They would have got to him already. They can't get to him, man.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you could if you really wanted to. Think about like JFK. Like, even if it was a fucking setup, someone shot him in a moving fucking car from a couple hundred meters away. That's pretty impressive.
I think that's the difference.
Magic bullet theory.
Is there a conspiracy about that?
What was that fucking that great Hicks bit about, like, the you go up to the fucking the book depository or whatever, and he's like, you're not allowed to walk over to the window, and he's like, there's a reason for that, because every single person that would walk up to the window would go, no fucking way. Like,
I went there. I saw it. Yeah, I was like, fuck. Yeah, that doesn't seem like he'd be able to do that. They got a whole big monument for him there, massive fucking monument, and you can do tours and shit. But yeah,
I think that's the difference, though, Drew, is that when JFK started out, he didn't have anyone backing him. That's why he got assassinated. I think Trump was chosen to do that, to be the next JFK. If you look at, I think that it does look like a bunch of people came together and decided that can't ever happen again. They just assassinated our president. A bunch of people came to, like, military generals, to stop that, and there's been a fight against them ever since.
It was mainly I don't know that much about it, but from what I've seen, it was him trying to get rid of the CIA. So he didn't like the CIA because he thought that they were getting America into too many wars, which they were. So he tried to disband them. So they fucking got rid of it.
He wanted to drop dimes. He wanted to disclose everything. He wanted to
really?
show the people everything. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, you can imagine what a
can't do that.
Yeah,
fuck.
He wanted to silver back the dollar, and he removed the central banks. I reckon that's what got him whacked. You don't like fuck with their money system.
But like that shot, like we got it on that intro for Josh's conspiracy trees. But it's a moving car. It's on a bit of an angle, the shot. The car's going, 30, 40 kilometers, maybe more. That's a fucking good shot.
Yeah. There was two shots.
Yeah. Was there?
There's a guy called Jimmy Files. And man, look into him because he's the guy that shot him. And he said it a million times. He spent like the last 30 years in jail and he just got out. And there's a few interviews with him. What's his name? Ola Damagard interviews him. He's been trying to get this guy on for 2 years and he finally got him in. He explains exactly how he killed him. And it was him and it was Chucky Nicoletti. They were both hitmen for the mafia, but they also did hits for the CIA. They basically, did hits for both. But it wasn't only them. There was like 10 people there. And he was never going to do it. But Chucky Nicoletti tried to kill him and he had to shoot him because he was backup. But these people were just ruthless hitmen. They hit for the mafia.
Check this out as well. This is sus. So on I remember seeing this ages ago. So the car that he gets shot in has got fucking windage flags on the front of it. It's got two big flags to see which way the wind's blowing.
That's true.
Yeah. So, that's not sus at all. Oh.
Man, that's the funny thing, people that think that nothing is a conspiracy when it's literally everything. Everything is a fucking conspiracy. But how do you look at 9/11 and believe that story? Like you look back on that footage and you think that a plane hit that building. It's the worst CGI you've ever seen. You think it's super convenient? There was like 3 videos of it in a city of 15 million.
Not only that, but like fucking before the first Fruit Loop had dropped the next morning, they were off fucking marching into Afghanistan. Like,
yeah.
Once again, super convenient.
Yeah, and it did absolutely nothing. Imagine going there. I remember I was watching the documentary on this when it happened. So they sent all these soldiers off to Afghanistan. This guy had been there for like one of the longest periods. He was like there for like 10 years or some shit. And he goes, it took us like 5 years to gain all this ground in Afghanistan. I left for a couple of years. I came back. Everything that we took in the 5 years back to fucking Taliban. So then they had to retake the same land again. And then eventually they just got kicked out anyway. So
have you ever heard the soldiers talking about that one of their main things they were taking was artifacts from the temples? It was one of the main things they were doing there.
Allegedly, and I really hope this is true, but allegedly Afghanistan has a Stargate. And I'm like, my fucking Stargate loving nerd is just rock hard thinking about it.
And they have the looking glass. Supposedly, Saddam had the looking glass technology.
Yeah, right.
I mean, even the Muammar Gaddafi stuff blew my mind. Like because I remember being young and thinking like I didn't even know who he was, and I was like, that's a bad dude. And then you grow up and you're like, oh, no, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. He's actually a good guy. Right, by the sounds of it.
Like, one of the greatest leaders. Yeah.
That's what you got to think about Putin. That's why it's never sat right with me that Putin's this evil fucking dictator. You're just like, how? Everyone's like, he assassinates his fucking opponents. There's literally no proof of that ever happening.
I don't know. I think like the only thing I don't like about it is that it's basically a dictatorship kind of situation where he's just in there till he fucking dies, and then his son takes over or some shit. It's like it's not a great way to go about things.
I agree, but if he is holding down the fort, like let's play devil's advocate and say that he knows that he is the last barrier between a complete NATO shit show takeover of the nation, and he is the last thing holding back. If he's doing a good job, and honestly, man, I fucking chatted to a lot of Russian people, and they're all like, this country is fucking wonderful. Like, hopefully he never dies.
Sure, he's doing the right thing.
The Russian council, people don't understand. The Russian council is filled with fucking neocons as well. Warlord people like fucking John Kerry and, you know, all these people. The Bidens, the Obamas, just warmonger people. And people just think that it's Putin. He's doing everything. The Russian council makes all the decisions. Maybe Putin's in there trying to fucking have a say so the Russian council doesn't just turn into fucking, because a lot of them are pro-war. They want World War III.
The Indonesians had an election recently for a new president, and it's the previous president's son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like that's not sus at all.
Is that ground zero for nepotism or what?
I don't really know much about it, but I know that just as soon as I heard that, I'm like, what? That doesn't sound right. Something's going on there. But
man, I tell you what, the US has missed a trick with Russia and Ukraine. Why didn't they just send Big Mike in there? She would have got the fucking job done.
Just swinging his fucking hog everywhere.
Yeah. Fucking just swinging those big arms. Just go in there and just fucking decimate Russia.
He's got a fucking pretty good.
Yeah, the former first lady has a bigger dick than all of us.
The first man. You got a bigger dick than his fucking husband.
There will be a first man at some point, pretty soon. First trans man. Big Mike's got a fucking solid back. Have you seen her back? Fucking hell, she's got some lats on her own.
His back, Drew. His back.
Yeah, testosterone's good for muscle building, right? Human growth hormone.
I'm fucking ridiculous, though.
Fuck, we lost Drew.
Oh, we lost him. Oh, yeah. Shit.
One rip start too far.
He got rip started out of the conversation, eh?
Bridge over the river rip start.
Bro, this steak is fucking epic, eh?
Yeah, it sounds it.
I bought like a whole eye fillet. I cut it up. I just smoked the eye fillet, like, and then just chop it into steaks after you smoked it, like reverse sear it. Oh man, it's phenomenal.
Was it a Jap's eye fillet?
It came straight from Jap Eye Jones.
Nice.
Look at this. Look at that eye fillet there. The crust.
Looks like a juicy boy.
Yeah, the crust around. Oh.
Yeah, I got to get the smoker happening.
Hey. Terrible.
Wait, Drew, let's switch over to Patreon.
Yeah, I'll just do some lists quickly and then switch over. Yeah. What shall we start with?
Kill yourself, everyone but us.
Yeah, everyone on
kill yourself. Hold on. Kill yourself. Andrew Norman. For not being.
He's already on there.
Is he?
Yeah, that's true.
He did get nominated again, but.
Oh, okay. Who else? Who else we got?
Anthony Albanese. Oh,
it's low hanging fruit.
He would definitely be on there.
Who was that whore? The chick who was going off about Elon Musk.
Oh, the fucking Aussie. No, she's American, but she's an Australian.
Oh, the E-Safety Commissioner.
E-Safety Commissioner. Yeah, she's going on there. Yeah. Whoever the fuck she is, she's on the list. All right.
Actually, no. Put her avatar on the list because she's the E-Safety Commissioner.
She can fucking hang herself as well.
That'd be awesome.
She can be on the E-Extinction list.
Well, I want to put Russians in Bali on the extinction list. They gotta go.
Put the Freemasons on and put safety on the extinction list. No one wants to be kept safe.
No more handrails.
How have we not had freedom on the extinction list?
Sorry, because it is. I think it's
freedom goes on the legends list.
Liberty.
Yeah.
Second Amendment, 2A. 2A goes on
Second
the
Amendment,
legends list.
How did Hugo Boss get on the legends list?
Because he designed suits for Nazis. They look good. They're stylish as fuck.
And they look good.
Anyway, we have no sponsors anymore. Oh, here you go. Come on. Hurry up.
John's Whip starting
Stezzers. Take Stezzers.
Hey.
Be less of a beta male.
Steroids again?
Yeah, fuck yeah. 100%. A couple of mates have done it for the first time recently.
Do them over there. You get them free.
They're pretty fucking cheap over here, man. There's some jacked up dudes in the gym, like fucking eyeballs popping with fucking steroids coming out of them. It's ridiculous, man.
One of their names is Drew Shepherd.
Angry at everything with small balls.
Just
a
place where estrogen and progesterone fear to tread.
Your balls really do shrink, don't they?
They do, man. It's scary the first time. You're like, it's not going to happen to me. But then you're like, fuck. And you're like, is it ever going to go back to normal again? Or am I going to have small balls forever?
Tiny balls. All right, let's switch over.
All right, too easy.
Thanks to Jeff for tuning in again. I know how much he loves it.
Yeah.
Tunes in every week.
We're the highlight of his fucking week, that's for sure.
We are, right?
And then he fucks his cousin.
He tells us how much he hates us and then tunes in every week and then goes and beats his dick into oblivion after the fucking pod.
And then rewatches it and comments again once we.
What a strange human being, eh?
All right. Well, you guys probably will be in a studio next week, I assume.
Yeah, it was only because Normie couldn't make it, but we will, yes.
Yep, sweet. Should be good. Get some good mics, good audio again, so people don't have to listen to tinny shit.
Get that banter going.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult when you're remote.
Can we just be real authentic about your office and throw up in a waste bin, Josh?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what it's there for.
Fucking sick.
If you don't do that, it wouldn't be the office.
Have you been in there? To Josh's office?
No, not yet.
Good. It's pretty big.
Yeah, it's good. Got to set
for like
up
the first fucking 3 months, it was Josh, Dre, and me.
That's it. It was actually full for a while there before everyone went to site. Well, full.
Oh, really? Yeah, you had. It seemed like you had a lot more guys in there, and a couple of reception girls, and they're not pissing you off, are they? Are they fucking decent? These chicks?
No, we got good staff. They're awesome, actually.
Yeah, sweet.
Can I come and film my OnlyFans in there? It's just me wanking in front of a Metallica flag.
Well, you can do that in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh, let's switch over, boys.
All right. See